So today we continue the thought that we began in our previous video called The Prayer That Unlocks the Unconscious. So if you haven't looked at that one yet, first can't have a look at that and then come back to this one.
And today we just want to explore that a little bit further and deal with something which I think is a question to a lot of people. What can I expect from this practice? And maybe I can just throw this thought. Have you ever spent time with someone where you get together and you feel from the get-go that there's an agenda, there's an expectation, there's a list that's been going through in their minds, and you can feel that they are not completely present with you? On the other hand, have you spent time with someone where you just felt completely comfortable to just be, where you are aware in that moment that their only agenda and their only expectation in this time is to be with you? And isn't that the greatest gift that we could give to anyone, is our presence? It really is a gift. And when we explore this, this prayer of consent, of being together, just imagine that you were with somebody who you know well, who you love and you feel comfortable with. There comes a time in your relationship where you can simply walk through the forest and kick the leaves together. And there's no expectation that something needs to be said. In fact, it's in those moments of silence where there's an awareness, where conversation is moved to communion. And how beautiful that place is. So just to whet your appetite in that sense that that this is the place of communion.
Isn't that beautiful? God enjoys your company. Wow. And he so anticipates those moments of intimacy in which you can enjoy him, he can enjoy you. There's no agenda, there's no list that he needs, of things that he really needs to sort out with you and discuss with you, but just a pure enjoyment of who you are and your enjoyment of who God is. Because very often these kind of practices, mindfulness or centering prayer, they are promoted by promising a whole list of benefits. These are the benefits you can expect. You're going to be less anxious. You're going to be more alert. You're going to get healthier, whatever the benefits might be. And so we come to this practice and we enter it with that list of expectations, and after each practice we kind of measure what we've experienced to the benefits that we are supposed to have found, and that is counterproductive. It's just setting you up to completely miss the whole purpose of this practice. This is the one time in a day, the 20 minutes that you take, where you can actually move out of that mindset of goal-orientated, benefit, results-orientated thinking, and enter into a place where I simply consent to being with the one who adores me. The one who knows what needs to be done within you, even beyond what you are aware of. And it's consenting to that activity.
The reason why we don't judge the practice as well is because that is simply, like Andrea was, your consent to being. And that there are things happening within you deeper than words or thoughts that are going on, that there's something happening inside as you return to your heart and find him there, the richness of his His presence, of being seen and known. I remembered a quote I had read roughly, it's by Thomas Merton, and it roughly says that the strength and the beauty and the glory of everything came into being at the command of God, and they praised him. And then he said, they do not praise him to be seen by him, but they simply praise him because they are seen and that they are known. and so in this turning inward, this place of being able to gaze upon the awareness that you are known and that you are seen. And that your expectations or not judging the practice is simply because there is something going on which maybe you don't have control over, which we are not used to.
And, we've at times been asked, especially when people come into this freedom of realization that God has indwelt them, has made himself one with them, why do we still need practices of prayer and these kind of things? Isn't God one with us all the time? If relationship is reduced to a one-dimensional sameness, it would be so boring. Part of what makes a relationship exciting is that we connect on different levels. We are intimate on different levels. We're not always as intimate as we are at other times. There's a richness and a movement within relationship that takes it out of just a one-dimensional sameness. In the same way, our encounter with God has got moments of greater depth, greater intimacy. And although he is with you the same always, there's moments in our awareness and in our enjoyment of that intimacy that's more intense. And that's really what this practice is about.
And often the fruit of it is a sign that you really there and you're engaging, is that often other people notice it before you do. Because it is about this marinating in this beauty and abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you abide in me, the fruit will come. And so our expectation is to simply do that. This is part of this practice, is just to abide.
So practically what it means is when we enter that 20 minutes of just silent awareness, there are days in which we come out of that and it was a most amazing, refreshing experience. Then there are other days when I think, my thoughts were all over the place and busy with things. I don't know whether I had any inner silence at all. And the key to making this a life-giving practice is never to judge or evaluate your practice day by day after the practice. This is just a commitment where you say, Papa, I consent to you. There will be benefits, there will be experiences, but I do not evaluate the practice day by day. I just continue in this habit of making room and making space for that intimacy. Hey, why don't you like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And these messages have reached people in the most surprising ways. We get testimonies of that all the time. So why don't you share it with some friends, share it on social media. We'd appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.